Oh no.
Podcast.
Alright, welcome back to the Wonder Podcast. I'm your host Nathan. With me as always is my friend Ty.
Oh, no point then.
I didn't point.
So, guys.
Also Jack's here.
So,
And I guess Steven's also here, but he doesn't want to speak.
Yes.
don't involve him.
Ouch.
He almost did.
That hurt. Yeah, almost.
I'm
Oh,
also here.
he spoke. Oh my god.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, this got the rest quickly.
That's going to be a bad reference. Not reference South Park ever again. I'll go back.
Yeah, that'd be bad. Alright, what are we talking about today, Nathan?
Today, I've seconds before hitting record, I've made a little list of things that happened in pop culture in the past few weeks. And I figured I'd just say them to you guys and see if you had opinions.
Sweet.
I've also realised that I've written the list backwards and that the first thing on the list happened a few days ago. Just say it in the order they happened in, which is going to look weird to you guys because I'm going to be reading.
Well, I'm not looking at it, so...
That's true, I've got a laptop. This is an audio podcast, they can't even see it.
Good job.
First big piece of news. I don't know how much you guys are going to care about this, but Bob Dylan biopic is in the works with, what's his name? Timothy Chalamet from Call Me By Your Name. For the name of the movie. Directed by James Mangold, who directed Logan most recently.
Oh, there we go.
And,
I heard something I understood.
I was gonna say, yeah. I'll get to the part where this is exciting. Yeah, he directed Logan, Girl Interrupted, Walk the Line,
Oh.
things like that.
How'd you go from Walk the Line to Logan?
To a Bob Dylan.
To a Bob Dylan biopic.
Yeah.
Sad old guys.
Oh, wait, no.
There you go.
That as well. Maybe just went through his dark period. It's like, damn, I went dark with Logan. Okay, I'm gonna do something kind of nice. Bob Dylan.
To be fair, he also directed The Wolverine.
Oh.
But that's not. But we don't blame him for that one.
Well, yeah, because he made it up by doing Logan.
Yeah, which proves that The Wolverine could not have been his fault.
Well, whose fault was it then?
Fox being a terrible studio.
There we go. We'll blame Fox.
And they're now,
Well, that's
they're
us
now owned
done.
by Disney, which means that New Mutants is actually being released.
That looks actually...
I'm excited.
It looks pretty good. Actually, that happened last month as well.
Yeah,
The trailer for New
let's
Mutants
talk
dropped.
about New Mutants. I didn't think of writing that. Let's talk about New Mutants over the Bob Dylan biopic. That's a better idea.
Really?
I mean, do you want to talk about the Bob?
Because you-
All I really want
You
to
like
say
Bob
is-
Dylan.
Yeah, I like Bob Dylan a lot.
Bob Dylan.
And I'm excited. I like Timothy Chalamet, so I'm excited he's playing him. And most of James Mangold.
Who's
he's
Timothy Chalamet? What has he been on?
Call Me By Your Name, Lady Bird, Little Women.
Any films for guys on that list?
Nope.
Fair dues.
He's a great actor though.
We'll just... Actually, quick, not even a tangent because it did happen last month. Have you seen the guy in the Eternals?
Camille Nanjiani.
Have you seen him?
Yeah, he's ripped.
Shredded. He hasn't had he's had very little carbs and no sugar for a year in preparation for this part, and he is.
Did you see his Instagram
Shredded.
post though?
I've not seen the Instagram post. No.
Instagram post is incredible because it's obviously a shirtless flexing pic and has the whole couldn't believe I did this or whatever. And he goes, but just so you guys know, the biggest studio in the world paid a bunch of people to do this to me, and I didn't need to work for years in order to do it. So
That's a crazy thing.
stop
Yeah.
comparing yourself to celebrities like me when we get married. And I was like, yeah, good for you. Point that
Fair.
out.
Yeah. All right. So next on the list.
But yeah, New Mutants.
New
Of
Mutants.
course, yeah.
It looks interesting. I don't really know much, but it
Yeah.
actually I remember watching the trailer with Ash, and literally it was the bit where the wall, with the faces. I'm like, well, that's Nightmare on Elm Street.
Nightmare on Elm Street, yeah.
That is really it's a new Nightmare on Elm Street film. And that's what I'm doing stuff. I went, oh no, that's New Mutants. Okay.
What it kind of excites me is famously New Mutants got pushed back initially. It was
Yes.
somewhere 2 years ago. It got pushed back before the Disney merger because they were reshooting the ending without a lot of help from the actual director Josh Boone.
Yeah.
Disney have announced that they're releasing the
Theatrical
cut, the director's cut, as the theatrical cut. not the one Fox wanted them to
Okay, right.
release, which is exciting in terms of like cool filmmakers making cool stuff and being allowed to show it.
Yeah.
Although it's clear Disney spent no money making New Mutants, so even if it flops hard, it's all profit. So they don't really care, and they just don't want fans screaming release the whatever cut on Twitter.
Which will probably happen.
We could talk about that. The Snyder Cut thing.
Snyder
Cut? Hashtag release the Snyder Cut.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, a bunch of angry DC fans are convinced there's a fully fledged cut of Justice League by...
That's actually good.
Well, they think it'll be better because it's like one filmmaker's vision.
No.
First of all, there's not a lot of saving Justice League. Second of all, the Snyder Cut doesn't exist. So... Unless you want, like, well... if you want to see like footage of Ben Affleck in front of a green screen for half the film, like
who was it that got involved?
Guess.
Was it Joss Whedon? It was a Marvel guy that got involved, wasn't it?
Well, with the
Justice League.
the actual cut of Justice League.
Yeah.
When Snyder stepped down, Joss Whedon came in.
That was it.
Supposedly.
Yeah, because
to fix a lot of the...
they were blaming Joss Whedon.
Yeah. Not
No.
Whedon's fault.
Yeah, because have you seen the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe?
There's definitely annoying Joss Whedon-esque things in Justice League. Like when we got there's a lot of like the characters being quipping to each other and turning out very Marvel-y, but
very Age of Ultron.
Very Age of Ultron, yes.
Yeah.
Even up to like Infinity War, during the battle of Infinity War.
Yeah, I think that's something Marvel have taken from Whedon, and then like.
Yeah.
But even at that, is that then Warner Brothers trying to be Marvel and forcing Joss Whedon to make a Joss Whedon film when he has half a film made by someone else?
Because that's the thing. Like, what are they going to do with James Gunn? What are they going to do with James Gunn?
If they tell James Gunn
he's a Marvel guy.
Yeah, but if they say, "Oh, you can't do something," he'll just stop making the film because he doesn't need to.
True.
Like you can't contain him now. Well, speaking about Marvel though, Eternals looks real good.
Yeah.
Black Widow's coming out really soon.
Yes.
It's all on the up and up.
The trailer for Black Widow looks... I'm looking forward to it.
Everything they're doing, except for... one of the films I've been most excited for from the MCU recently is Doctor Strange 2.
Multiverse of Madness.
Multiverse of Madness. Supposedly the scariest Marvel film so far. It's got Derrickson was supposed to be involved, director of Sinister. Make something real weird, real creepy. And they fired him.
I remember
that takes everything I was interested in that film out the window.
I mean, I'm still excited for it because I enjoyed the first one.
Yeah.
And yeah, Marvel haven't really done anything scary, so.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It will be interesting. Although this screams. You remember Ant-Man?
Yes.
Ant-Man's fine.
Yeah.
But everything that was interesting with Ant-Man was the fact it should have been this bizarre Edgar Wright comedy, and then they fired Edgar Wright and made a weird Edgar Wright comedy without him. That feels like what they're trying to do here.
I mean, the Ant-Man films are good because Paul Rudd just doing Paul Rudd
stuff
for the whole film. And
they were very lucky they got Paul Rudd. All those films would be unwatchable.
Yeah. Well, what? All those films? Or just the Ant-Man and Ant-Man and the Wasp?
The Ant-Man ones, yes.
That's fine. They meant like Civil War and that, but
I mean, he elevates the film, I think. Yeah. Because I like the character, but...
I like the character about Hank Pym. Like, he could be interesting.
Oh yeah, Michael Douglas.
Yeah, if they do something interesting with him.
I can see them doing some, like, Hank Pym stuff. Hank Pym stuff in, what's it called? I want to call it What Now, but that's us. What If?
Right.
The animated series. I can definitely see them doing like Ant-Man and Wasp, but in the war.
Like when it was actually.
She was like in a bomb or whatever happened in that movie.
The rocket.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, it was a rocket.
She went into a rocket.
Yeah, and then she went into the
quantum realm.
Thank you.
And then they take her out in the next film, and she's clearly wearing so much makeup,
and it's
which is pretty incredible.
Yeah. How did they convince Michelle Pfeiffer to do that? Do you think everybody just saw, like, all those actors like, hey, Marvel did great. I'm like, a Marvel film.
Yeah.
Make some bank.
Literally everyone but Keanu Reeves is willing to do a Marvel film.
Wrong.
Yeah, he's meant to be.
Oh yeah,
Black Knight.
I mean, yeah, he's in talks now, but they've been trying to.
Yeah, he's turned them
like
down.
Iron Man.
Yeah, but let's be honest. But since Iron Man, what's came out, like, his career took a dip, apparently, after Speed, I believe it was, because I think it was they tried to get him to do another film, like, the next month. As soon as they finished Speed, he was like, right, you've got, like, a week, and then you need to fly to X location and film another stunt film. He was like, I've literally just filmed for, like, 2 years. I've not seen my family. I'm gonna go see my family. And then they tried to pretty much blacklisted him a little bit. And then he came out with John Wick.
I was like with Keanu Reeves. Once you played Constantine, I can completely understand you'd be like, comic movies, nah. Been there, didn't go well. Let's avoid those.
I mean, I like Constantine.
Constantine's fine. It's not as bad as people think it is.
No.
But it's like what I said about Captain Marvel. Like,
Yeah.
when I say Captain Marvel was like a generic fine comic movie,
Yeah.
and it reminds me of early 2000s comic book movies, I'm thinking of Constantine. You know?
Yeah, well, the thing with Captain Marvel though is the bit I enjoyed about it is it was set in the 90s.
Yeah.
So there was just a bunch of 90s references.
Yeah.
For Captain Marvel
And
2
everyone
set in
went,
the 20s.
Hey, that's cool.
Blockbuster.
Oh,
Just
look
a girl.
Blockbuster shop. And,
She went on
you
the
know,
edge,
there's,
Nelson.
like VHS tape and stuff. Yeah, this is fun. And then, yeah, Captain Marvel was also there.
I definitely think they can fix that franchise because since it's set in the 90s, you can really ignore that film.
Yeah.
And just do a different one, but better.
Mm.
Because I like Brie Larson as an actress.
I'd honestly never really seen her in much.
That's
It's when you realise she was in Scott Pilgrim.
she wasn't Scott Pilgrim.
You forget that because she's just there.
She's Envy.
In the whole film, that people are just there in that whole film, except Kieran Culkin and Chris Evans.
I really like.
Yeah, we know, you love it.
And
It's your second fave.
It is my second favorite film. Right. I'm gonna gloss over the next thing I've written here.
Why?
Because I don't think you two are gonna have much to say about it. But I find it weird. Okay. Well, I'm gonna say these words and then I'll turn to you.
You'll know
see
by
if
our
you have
looks.
an opinion.
You'll know by our looks.
So Bong Joon-ho and Adam McKay have
Yes.
decided they're working together on a Parasite miniseries.
I've heard of Parasite. I've not seen it.
There you go. Yeah.
I've heard of Parasite.
All the words you said, but in that order, I don't have a clue what you're
Okay,
talking
so
about.
for context, Bong Joon-ho is the South Korean filmmaker who's had a few big hits over here recently. Snowpiercer was him, Okja on Netflix, but the Big Pig.
Big Pig.
The Big Pig is a great film. And recently Parasite, which is his like weird social satire. Up for Best Picture this year, guaranteed to win Best Foreign Language feature because
Well,
if it's one of the 10 best films of the year, how
put it
can
in
it not
your.
be the best?
So is that Oscars then?
Yeah, it'll be up.
Well-
Yeah, it's up for quite a few, which is weird for a completely foreign language film.
Take a guess who you're predicting for then.
Yeah, hint. Parasite's gonna win. But Adam McKay.
Are you gonna flip something in my house if they don't win?
What Parasite? Well, it doesn't make sense if it doesn't. I haven't seen it yet. It just logistically doesn't make sense. If it doesn't win foreign language because it's up for Best Picture.
Best Pikachu.
Best Picture.
You said Pikachu.
I said
I said
picture weird.
picture.
I thought it sounded like you said Pikachu.
Right, but what's weird with this miniseries is so Bong Joon-ho makes these really serious, clever films,
Mm.
and Adam McKay just coming off of Vice and The Big Short, but also made Anchorman and Talladega Nights and Step Brothers. What happened to Adam McKay? Like, when did we start taking him seriously? Why are we taking him seriously?
Probably after.
And how does he get away with putting Steve Carell and everything still?
I'm gonna say after Anchorman, but.
I mean, yeah, like, I get he's always been respected as a comedian,
Mm.
and for good reason, because those films are really clever as comedies. But The Big Short's better than it should be, and Vice is fine. But why give him Parasite? I realise this isn't a thing people care about. It just made me mad. I don't want to say it to someone.
I feel better now.
I do.
That's good.
You'll play Uncharted.
I played the first one and found it boring.
Shame.
I watched my brother play it.
Okay, Uncharted is one of my
'Cause,
favorite
yeah,
games.
you
I
love that
I love
franchise.
that. All four of them are brilliant, I think. Because Uncharted 1 has the best jump scare in video game history.
Well,
Because it's not a horror game. So why? Why did they do that to me?
I mean, I can think of other games that aren't horror games that have jump scares in them.
But none that actually made me jump like that.
None that you've played. Is what we're
That's
gonna
a good
say.
point. I don't play a lot of video games, to be fair.
Yeah.
I'm biased. But yeah, the Uncharted movie is apparently still happening. But they're still in...
Who's playing Nathan Drake?
Currently, Tom Holland.
Okay.
I mean, I can't picture that.
Nope.
Um,
What's fascinating about this film is they still don't have a director, right? Currently, Ruben Fleischer, who did the Zombieland films
Right.
okay.
and Venom, he's in talks.
See, what is the problem with Venom? I liked it.
Well, it's boring.
Venom's another film. I don't think Ruben Fleischer's fault. I think Sony's fault.
Well, maybe boring isn't the right word. It sucked.
Do you know what sucks, Jack? You.
I am allowed to swear on this podcast, apparently.
Now you ain't.
So, yeah, the Uncharted movie. But what fascinates me about this, they've been trying to make this movie for so long. Mark Wahlberg was initially cast as Nathan Drake.
I can see that.
That I can see.
But he's aged out the role so much. He's now playing...
Old man Nathan
What's
Drake.
his name? Anyway, yeah, so Mark Wahlberg, initially cast as Nathan Drake in the Uncharted film, is now in talks to play Sully. The old man.
The old man?
Yeah.
That doesn't work.
I don't know.
That's a
That's
big move.
That's how long they've been making this.
Bit of a.
Steven's leaving the room.
Why is Stephen leaving the room?
Dude, I can't open the door though.
Bro, what doors? Come on,
Use
son.
the handle.
Use all your muscles. There you go.
Use the
Answer the phone.
I'm going. Oh, I missed it.
You,
missed it.
oh my god. And this is the guy that runs our social media account. Yippee! That's
So-
still picking me up perfectly, that's fine.
Yeah,
Right.
he's very competent.
So Ty, you like Venom, right?
Yes, I like Venom.
Jack, you didn't like Venom.
I did not.
So
I didn't finish watching Venom.
So what we think of this Morbius trailer?
Yes!
No.
I like
I knew it. Could feel it.
Oh
I
boy.
could feel it just because of your opinions of Venom.
Well, I mean, this is...
Someone help him.
No! Oh wait, he has food.
Hang on.
Yeah, someone help
Hang
him.
on. Use the
Just pass the pizza through.
There it is.
Just post the pizza to us.
But that's the big one?
Yeah.
Okay. Ah, it's gonna get go. As a salad.
You don't make
Why is there salad?
Nice.
Alright,
Save something.
That
for-
can be your take.
right.
You singing the way the salad?
Close this over until we are ready.
Until we're ready.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Right.
So yeah, the Morbius trailer.
Yes, I like it.
Personally, I think there's nothing in it that makes me feel like this is going to be a real interesting movie. But boy, is it interesting to talk about the weird business side of things that has allowed Sony to make this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. You tell me to watch that trailer and go, that you can't do that, can you?
Hey, but this
Which
is the
bit?
problem with the trailer. It just looks like Venom. And
Yeah.
I didn't like Venom.
It
So
doesn't look like Venom.
What, vultures in it.
it looks like Venom if Venom was just like a vampire instead of...
It's totally the same
Yeah,
like, concept.
it looks
and tone.
exactly the same.
Also,
I'd go as far as put the Venom trailer next to the Morbius trailer and it probably
I
cut
will-
the same way.
if you talk about like that first Venom trailer, I'm
Yeah.
definitely happy with the Morbius trailer slightly because I can tell
The-
he's a vampire, and in the first Venom trailer, I had no idea what was
The only
anything
bit,
was.
the only bit I'm gonna agree. Wait, in the first Venom trailer, did you actually see him as Venom?
No.
Right. So
Yeah,
right.
so it's just
bad.
I'm looking really sickly.
The trailer where you actually see him as Venom, that reveal and the Morbius vampire reveal, I'll give you that. Those are quite similar, but no, that's it.
It doesn't look like a film.
Okay, I think the thing that most interests me about Morbius is, of course, if you've seen the trailer. I was gonna say spoilers. Don't
It's a trailer.
you can't really spoil a trailer.
Unless you're Joel.
Suck it up.
That was Jack.
Joel, if you're listening,
Am I?
suck it up.
Am I on the right one? Sorry, I was going through the trailer on YouTube right now. Yeah, at the end of the trailer,
Yeah.
if I find it, it revealed that there we go. Michael Keaton is in this film
Yeah, Vulture.
as Adrian Toomes, Vulture from Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Yeah.
This film, if you pay attention to the logos at the start, is made in association with Marvel Studios, meaning it's based on a Marvel property. It's not made by Kevin Feige and his team.
Right.
Yes.
Turns out, right? So
It
this is not an MCU film.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
this is not an official MCU film.
Yeah.
What's happened here is within the Disney Sony deal, technically Sony owns the rights. Sony owns the rights to both Spider-Man films
Yeah.
from the MCU. Like they own the majority of the rights for that, while Kevin Feige and his team own the merchandising rights.
Right.
Which means Sony have the right to then, if it's a solo Spider-Man film, put like a Tony Stark in it or whatever. But
Right.
they can't do that to make a Venom film. But what they do own is all the characters they've technically invented for their Spider-Man solo films. Meaning
Right.
they can lift Adrian Toomes from Homecoming.
Yeah.
And put him in
No,
Morbius.
because they didn't invent Vulture.
No, they didn't invent Vulture.
Vulture was around since comics.
But because they own the Spider-Man, because they own the Spider-Man IP, they can
Right.
use Vulture anyway, the same way they can use
just,
Venom.
Right.
They can just take him from.
Okay.
But they invented this version of Vulture to be used by them for
Yeah.
Homecoming, so they can say, well, our character Adrian Toomes exists
Yeah.
in this universe, which... So they've inadvertently tied themselves to the MCU just to kind of screw over Feige.
Do you think that this is a way of bringing Blade?
No, because
Like
Feige,
the MCU.
Feige didn't know this. Kevin Feige, the showrunner,
Yeah.
kind of... He's more of a showrunner
Front
than a
runner.
producer at this point, really.
Front runner.
Yeah, well, I say showrunner because that's like, if you have a TV series, you have a showrunner who
Mm.
plans everything out. That to me is what Kevin Feige does. He
Okay.
just happens to be making movies. Yeah, he wasn't part of this. He had no idea they were doing this.
Well, actually,
But technically, he can then use Morbius now.
when's Morbius coming out?
Morbius...
Roughly. I've got a slight idea.
It just says summer. on the
When's Blade coming out?
Blade's another few years away.
Ah, balls. I
But
thought it was
that's
like, we're going to throw out a really bad vampire movie and then throw out
Yeah.
Blade
See, that's it. Feige,
with Mahershala Ali.
I was thinking this. Feige can now... Blade offers that huge issue of like... We're at this point years, like decades into the MCU,
Mm.
and now we're going to say also vampires.
Wait,
But
wait, wait.
Morbius, if he lifts Morbius from Sony and borrows him through this deal, that gives you a much simpler way of making
Third
Blade.
stepping stone as well. Third 3D. It could be a case of they're introducing Morbius, so he's the big bad in Blade.
Do you want to see something?
Blade versus Morbius. Because it's happened in the comics.
It has, yeah, in the reboot, yeah.
Yeah,
Morbius
it
is
was like
the reason for-
Spider-Man met Morbius, couldn't do anything about him, so he got Blade over. And Blade came in and fought Morbius. Morbius.
Right, do you want to see the dumbest part of this trailer? It's
Are you going to show me Jared Little's face as a vampire?
No, although I hope that's...
No, do you know who he looks like? He looks like Marcus from Underworld when he was a hybrid.
So, yeah, I hope they kind of...
He looks like Marcus from Underworld as a hybrid.
No, this shot here, right, I'm going to... I'll probably edit
Oh yeah,
this
Spider-Man
into-
and
Yeah.
Murderer.
Okay, yeah. So at first, yeah, you know, there's a graffiti of Spider-Man.
Mm.
Someone's written murderer in front of it. You're like, fine, whatever. Closer inspection, right?
There's a love heart with a name and then
Okay,
a
now
question mark.
look at Spider-Man here, right?
Yeah,
That's Spider-Man suit.
that's Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
Yep, that's Tobey Maguire. It's not even just Tobey Maguire.
Green Goblin. James Franco's Green Goblin.
I don't think
James Franco's Green Goblin thought he killed his father.
they've done this on purpose, Ty. I think they've just taken...
Remember, there was a point where
I mean, I know.
Harry Osborn.
Yeah, I've seen the films.
Yeah. I'm
I
glad.
think you're reading into this.
You're
but-
reading into this too much, and
I'm a-
I'll tell you why once I show you
Okay,
something
why don't you
here.
tell me why?
Yeah,
Oh my god, he's just going to explain something. It's amazing.
Yeah, so this is why I want to talk about the Morbius,
We're
because
gonna-
this is fascinating
We're
me.
gonna get Morbius and Into the Spider-Verse 2 with Tobey
That
Maguire
could be
in
funny
it.
though. That would be great. No, the issue is
Yeah.
that picture, right? Is this picture from Spider-Man PS4?
Yeah,
It's a
just flip round.
It's a promo still
Yeah.
for a DLC in a video game that they just wrote murderer on. So what's happened is whoever the set designer is has just Google searched Spider-Man and
Oh no.
put it on there and went, well, we own that, I guess.
But why murderer?
Because it's a vampire film, so it's got to be all dark and grey. And then at some point, Jared Leto will walk out and he'll be sparkling. And
I hope not.
and he'll go back to high school and.
becomes Twilight.
It's like a 40-year-old guy. Oh god, I hope not. That'd be horrible.
Should we stay on superhero stuff for a little bit?
If you want.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
Because I got
a superhero episode at this
It
point.
kind of is, yeah. I got a really weird thing that I just heard about, like yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So you know Aquaman?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, you know how that movie's real dumb.
Yep.
Yeah. I enjoyed it.
James Wan, director of Aquaman,
Uh,
and horror classics such as Saw and The Conjuring. Just let that sink in for a minute, folks.
I mean, I like Saw.
He is,
Not a horror, but
I like Saw.
like
I
Saw.
like The Conjuring. I like Insidious. I like most things James Wan has done. But also he is the
But
guy behind
he
Aquaman.
also did Aquaman.
So
And he also directed some Fast and Furious films.
he directed 7, I think. Furious 7.
Just more than just
I
7.
think he did that because Justin Lin
Oh no, sorry, it's Justin
Yeah.
Lin I'm thinking about.
a couple as well. Yeah. He is in. He's producing an animated Aquaman series.
Is it still Jason Momoa?
Is it just
Yeah,
more?
I don't know much further than just James Wan is somehow involved in this.
Here's your problem with this: is you're taking Aquaman, who sucks in general.
Yep.
And then
One of the worst
if you're making it animated, then you're basically taking Jason Momoa, the best part of that, out of.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that Jason Momoa Aquaman was not the best part of the Justice League movie?
Oh, I didn't watch that crap.
Yeah, I got to Steppenwolf and went, ugh. I just gave up.
So yeah, there's not much to say here. I just wanted to gauge your guys' reaction when I told you that they're making an animated Aquaman series.
I bet Nathan's been sitting in his room and was like, oh, how much can I get Jack and Ty to argue? Yeah, let's bring this up.
While we're on news that's barely news, yeah, speaking of news that's barely news, and we're gonna gloss over it quite quickly. I just had something to say. Bad Boys 4 has been announced.
Yes.
Yes. It's been released.
No, Bad Boys 3 has just been released.
No,
Bad
Bad
Boys.
Boys.
Oh, Bad Boys 4. Oh,
Bad
right.
Boys
They
for
have
Life
announced they're making.
is Bad Boys 3.
Right,
Here's-
that's what it is. Yeah.
Here's my problem here. Why waste Bad Boys for Life on Bad Boys 3 when
you're
Bad
making
Boys,
Bad Boys 4.
for Life is such a great title?
Probably because they were just going to make Bad Boys for Life.
And then
And
it
then-
made way more money
Then
than
they
anyone thought it
decided,
would be.
oh look, everyone's interested in this, we'll just make another one.
Yeah, Bad Boys for Life has done way better than anyone expected it to. Even critically,
Still haven't seen it.
I haven't either, but definitely a film I thought because of Bad Boys 2, I thought everyone would be like, it sucked. But most critics went, yeah, it was fine. Which is really good for a Bad Boys. Like,
That's like a Fast and Furious standard at this point. You go watch it, you go, yeah, it was fine.
it was-
I guess we'll make another one.
It happened.
so they're making Bad Boys 4. Yep. Yeah, the Batman started filming.
Oh, with Robert Pattinson.
With Robert Pattinson, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. I want to see it. I mean, as long as he's
Wait for the trailer.
nothing like he is in Twilight, I'd be
Robert
fine.
Pattinson is good in most things that aren't Twilight.
Yeah.
Like, I do like Robert Pattinson a lot, and I think he's a good Bruce Wayne.
Yes.
So it'll be interesting when
He'd be
they
a
do
good
it.
Bruce Wayne.
This is young Bruce Wayne, isn't it?
Well, younger than Affleck's at least.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be younger than Bale's.
I mean, Bale did. I forget what's the trilogy for it.
Right?
Oh, The Dark Knight.
Yeah, but he didn't start as Batman. He did that whole.
Yeah, he started as Bruce Wayne in a prison.
Yeah. So like it wasn't young. Or
No,
old.
but
I forgot my point.
So it'll be somewhere. I think it's somewhere between Christian Bale's Batman and Batman Begins and Christian Bale's Batman and Dark Knight Rises. So he's not an
So,
Kane yet, but he's
The
also
Dark
not, like-
Knight?
Oh yeah, I forgot there was a film in between that.
Oh, don't do Joker again.
Why did you
I know the Joker's in it.
They're doing
I want
Penguin,
to.
aren't they?
It's
Right.
going to have a rogues gallery, which
Right.
excites me because Batman films traditionally have been Batman fights the Joker in this one, and there he fights the Penguin and whatever. This film, Penguin is in it, played by Colin Farrell, I believe.
Oh no. No. Because the guy that played Penguin in Gotham crushed it.
He did, yeah. He was
Fantastic. The guy that played Riddler in Gotham. Fantastic.
Yeah,
I prefer Jim Carrey's though. I love Jim Carrey because Jim Carrey as the Riddler is just, in my eyes, perfect. He's just got that way about him.
I don't like your film choices.
We know.
So, yeah.
That's like saying I also like Tommy Lee Jones' Two-Face. I prefer Tommy Lee Jones' Two-Face
You also
because he's better.
think the best film ever is Power Rangers. So.
In my opinion.
So the Batman, to Rose Gallery. So you've got Colin Farrell as the Penguin.
No, I don't like
Zoe
it.
Kravitz is coming as Catwoman.
Not that like it.
Paul Dano as the Riddler.
Who?
Paul Dano from. I don't know what you would have seen Paul Dano in.
Oh yeah. You show me. It's him that looks like.
He looks like the Riddler.
No.
Yeah,
Paul Dano is a perfect casting
he
choice.
looks like the
He wasn't in The Girl Next Door, was he? He looks like the guy from The Girl Next
No.
Door. That's it.
He was in Looper.
Do you remember The Girl Next Door?
Yeah, I do. I was like, is this the film?
With
I think?
Alicia Cuthbert.
Yeah.
And that kid who went on to make a movie about being a drug kingpin. What's his name? I can't remember his name. He went on to make Alpha Dog with Justin Timberlake covered in tattoos. Which one of them was established in 1978 or something like that.
So yeah, the Batman looks.
It's based on true story.
It's got an interesting premise in terms of having multiple like villains.
Yeah.
Like
I don't-
like the
yeah.
director Matt Reeves has said he kind of wants it to be more like it's just Batman and he's just dealing with problems.
Yeah, because last time there was multiple villains, it went so well.
Which
Mr. Freeze, Poison Ivy, and Bane.
yeah, but also that movie is like a slush puppy headache as a film. So
That is a description. That's a fantastic description.
that's the only way I can describe that.
Slush
one
puppy
wrong.
headache. Yep.
I'm not gonna lie, that came to you too quickly. That makes me. Definitely had like a slush puppy headache very recently. Which wouldn't surprise me.
Have you had a slush puppy headache
I
recently?
haven't had a slush puppy in years. I want one now though.
They literally sell them at Scotmid.
Yeah, there's something down the road.
We should go get slush puppies.
Well, I'm going to Scotmid after this to buy supplies for Super Bowl party tomorrow.
Oh, let's talk about
The
what
Super Bowl?
No.
No, I haven't yet.
No, can't talk about that. Let's talk about Adam Sandler.
Oh, yeah. Do you know?
Have you heard about
Do
this?
you know what he said?
No.
Nathan told me
Yes,
before we
yes,
started
I
recording, before you
did.
turned up.
Yeah.
Wait till you hear this,
This
because
is amazing.
you will have something to say.
Okay.
Because it's what I said.
Okay. So, well, we live in the UK. So,
We do.
Uncle
We live in
Jack-
Scotland.
we live in Scotland. So, yes.
Wait,
I forgot we're post.
literally, I literally saw this morning when I got in. We've left the EU.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never knew.
Last night.
What were we doing last night? Were we looking at our phones? Were we looking at our phones? No, because we were enjoying each other's company.
I was looking at the news that was on in the big
Behind-
TV behind us.
Yeah, I was actually focusing on conversation. You ignorant.
So.
Can't swear.
That anyway.
Yes.
Another thing happened.
Yes.
Pop culture.
What
thing.
happened with Adam Sandler?
Okay, yeah. So last night was also their official release date for the Netflix film Uncut Gems, starring Adam Sandler, which was passed around a bunch of festivals last year, got a lot of awards buzz, and Sandler, right before the Oscar nominations came out, decided to take a statement that if he was not nominated this year, he would take it personally and take all his money and make the worst film he had ever made.
Yes! Now,
So Jack, I don't know if you've seen the Oscar nominations this year.
I don't know if you've seen Adam Sandler's movie history.
I have seen a lot of Adam Sandler films,
Pixels,
and they all suck.
Jack and Jill.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Not all of them. Waterboy.
Well, he had a good period of films, sure,
Yeah.
that were like enjoyable.
Yeah.
And then there's also everything else he's
Yeah,
done.
Adam Sandler is a very talented man. He's a good actor. He's a good comedian. Sometimes he just goes on holiday with his mates though, and Jack and Jill happened.
Ugh.
So if he's gonna make the worst film he's ever made, it has to be worse than Jack and Jill.
And Pixels.
Pixels is badly written. Jack and Jill, at points you can see the set.
Do you think he's just
Like,
going?
that's how
Wait,
bad that film
Do
is.
you think he's just going to combine? Wait, I think I know how he's going to do it. He's going to do an Avengers thing, right? Go through time and replay all his quote unquote bad roles. So Jack and Jill's getting brought back. Pixels is getting brought back. All the bad stuff he's played as.
What bothers me most
Boom.
about
There you go.
what bothers me most about this is Adam Sandler tends to be a man of his word. You know,
Yeah.
like he said,
That's,
like when he said, I've realised I've made mistakes. I'm gonna try and make better films. And then he did Uncut Gems, and he did that stand-up special and everything. We all
Is
went, "Oh,
Uncut Gems good?
hey, I haven't had a chance to see it yet, but from what I have seen, and there's a short film that he made with the same filmmakers just after it, is fantastic.
Well, actually, speaking of stand-up, quite a thing that got announced recently, Eddie Murphy is going to be shooting more stand-up.
Yes, he is.
And I'm very much looking forward to it. I love his stand-up.
But yeah, with Sandler here, he also Netflix's biggest hit of all time. I just found this out is Murder Mystery, which is a film I don't like, but for different reasons than most Adam Sandler movies. It was a more personal thing.
Oh yeah, that's the one
They've
with Jennifer
given-
Aniston.
They've given him another 4, which means he can do this now, and have the leeway to make the 3 decent films to prove he's not a hack that he wanted to do anyway.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get a terrible Adam Sandler movie in the next couple of years.
And Nathan's excited.
And may just be Jack and Jill too.
I wouldn't be surprised if he.
Wait.
Two
Ja-
Jack-
no.
two Jack
I know
and
what.
Jill.
No. Jack and Jill 2, they have a gay black brother, played by Adam Sandler, in blackface.
They put Rob Schneider in blackface. They put Rob Schneider in blackface.
Oh no! Ah!
Jack and Jill 2, Electric Boogaloo.
So yeah, I just wanted to mention that so you all felt the fear I feel.
Yeah. I'm never
I'm-
scared.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm thinking it's going to be fun. I can't wait till the trailer drops.
Speaking of, so that's a thing that's almost definitely going to happen that we don't want to happen. Now here's a thing that's almost definitely not going to happen
That we want to
happen. Because supposedly Kathleen Kennedy has approached Taika Waititi to make a Star Wars spin-off.
Ugh.
Of
Look,
what specifically?
no one knows yet, just that it's a Star Wars story, as they call them,
Yes.
and Taika Waititi is supposed to be writing and directing.
Wait. I know what I want to happen. If this happens the way I want it to, they're going to do a Terminator. They're going to let all that crap happen, and then go, hey, by the way, we've made a new film that literally tells you to forget all that bull from from 3 onwards. Right after 2 happened, this is what happened.
No.
Dark Fate, boom.
I also have something on this because you guys probably won't know this stuff. So they're working on Star Wars games,
Yes.
and one of the games they're working on is to do with the High Republic,
Okay.
which is stuff that takes place way before Episode 1.
Okay.
And apparently they're using that to then launch like more TV series and films. So it might possibly be something to do with that.
No.
Well, and
Be
also-
like a whole area that they haven't explored
Yeah.
yet.
Also,
Yes,
there's a new
which would be
Clone
more
Wars series coming
Clone
out.
Wars is coming back to properly wrap up, which is also cool. But I'm getting real cynical here.
Okay.
So Scott Derrickson's just been fired from Doctor Strange 2, right?
Yeah.
Right.
We know this. Edgar Wright with Ant-Man, Joss Whedon with the Avengers. This happens on Disney blockbusters. Let's move over to Star Wars for a bit.
Great.
Gareth Edwards did not finish making Rogue One, even though he's credited. Lord and Miller got fired from Solo, and Ron Howard made a completely new film. John Trevorrow wrote all of Episode 9, only to be fired and have it rewritten by J.J. Abrams. Taika Waititi is not going to make a Star Wars film. Like,
Would you want it to happen?
I would love Taika Waititi to make a Star Wars film.
Right, let's look at his history. Let's look at his history for a second. Thor Ragnarok,
Yes.
solid film. Avengers Endgame, solid film. Jojo Rabbit,
One of the,
according to you, solid film.
incredible film.
Let's not talk about What We Do in the Shadows.
I love what we're doing, Shadows.
Of course you do, you're a weirdo.
It's hilarious.
Right.
Power Rangers.
That wasn't Taika Waititi, so jog on. Right? Well, actually, small tangent. Guys, let's see if you agree. Comment on the video when it comes out. Do you think it's fair if I watch Nathan's top #1 movie of all time, Rebel Without a Cause, that he should watch my #1 movie without a... why am I saying without a cause? My #1 movie of all time, Power Rangers. I think that's a fair trade. And guess who came up with the idea? Jack.
Jack did.
Yes, I think that's fair.
So,
Fair trade.
Yes.
I mean, I'll do it. I'm gonna be way more confused than you are.
You know, how are you going to be confused? It's not confusing.
Because I don't know who anyone is.
How do you think I'm going to feel? I'm going to be sitting and going, this is old.
But it explains itself.
Does it? So does Power Rangers.
But there's...
Do you
Power Rangers is for kids.
Do you want me to sit with you and watch it with you? I don't mind.
No, I'll just take...
I love that movie.
I'll just take notes as I go and I'll bring them to you.
Speaking of, this is not something that's happened. This is something that's happened because it's something that's going to happen. Edinburgh Comic Con. Do you remember Dog the Bounty Hunter?
Yes.
Him and his son Leland are coming to Edinburgh Comic Con in October.
Okay.
So's Michael Madsen.
I really don't want to go now.
Because of Michael Madsen?
No, because why are these people at Comic Con?
These are like the first announcements. So's
Did I ever tell you that I met Sean from Storage Hunters at Comic Con?
Yeah.
So's guess what else?
Why are these people at Comic Con?
Brian Blessed.
Yeah,
Brian Blessed and Sam Jones from Flash Gordon are going to be there.
I remember that Comic Con's meant to be about comic books and stuff,
And movies. And TV stuff.
and people from terrible shows on TV and stuff. Yeah.
Yep, it just happens.
So, yeah, Dog the Bounty Hunter.
And Storage Hunters apparently.
Storage Hunters,
because
that was the first year.
It was this Edinburgh?
It was him and Sophie Turner.
those are polar opposite people.
And Karen Gillan's cousin.
Karen, couldn't get Karen Gillan. We've got a cousin.
You know her cousin that played Amy Pond in the first episode of Doctor Who with Matt Smith.
No, because I haven't seen those ones.
Oh, you should watch.
I stopped after 10.
You should watch some of Smith's and some of Cabaldi's. And I'm very behind on Workers.
What stuff are we still talking about?
I started watching Workers, but
I will bring up really quickly, just because it relates to something we've talked about already. I mentioned Spirited Away in my top 10 films.
Yep.
it's coming to Netflix, isn't it?
Yep, a bunch of Studio Ghibli's films are coming to Netflix very soon. You all should check them out.
You really should.
Those
They're
two I have an
great.
issue with. I have an issue with those two subjects. Why are we talking about those?
Because it's a big deal, even though you don't want to talk about it. Should we move on to... No, in fact, let's do this one because it'll be quicker and then we can talk about that. And this one you probably also have an issue with. I can feel it.
Which one?
So Universal and Blumhouse are teaming up again. They do this sometimes. Big budget,
Oh, wait.
schlocky horror.
Yes, I have an issue.
They're remaking The Thing again.
Yep, I have an issue. Cause it was... Yeah, the first time.
Yeah, the first remake of The Thing is pretty bad.
Yeah, with friggin' Kurt Russell.
As in,
You mean the Kurt Russell one?
as in the thing from Fantastic Four movies?
Not that one.
The Thing. Wait, what one are you talking about?
I meant the one that's like sort of a prequel but also a remake of that
Yeah, I've
film.
not seen it.
Oh, that one's really bad.
Because
Do
I
you
saw
know-
The Thing.
Do you not like John Carpenter's The Thing?
Mm-mm.
What? That's a great film. That is like one of the best body. The dog's like face opens.
Yeah, so that happened in Blade Trilogy as well.
Yeah, except for it looked like scary and convincing in The Thing, and in Blade Trinity it was awful. Anyway, this is another one I just felt like I should mention. It's happening. Don't know what to say about it. It's probably gonna be bad.
You
Well,
knocked
that's
out
bad
Birds of Prey for The Thing.
Because there's not a lot to mention about Birds of Prey that hasn't been talked about already.
It looks kinda like Suicide Squad.
But hopefully
But they're all
edited correctly.
females. And we all seen Suicide Squad.
We have all seen this.
It looks like Wonder Woman went dark.
I just don't want to see it.
Right.
Don't go and see it. We'll go and see it though.
Who wants to talk about the worst award show of all the major award shows?
We did talk about the Golden Globes.
Even worse, the Grammys happened.
That's right, they did. Yep.
The Grammys are the worst award show. They just are.
And Billie Eilish won everything.
This is
Relax.
this is so weird. Right, this is
Steven, stop
genuinely,
anyone.
this is genuinely incredible
You can't
to me.
post any of these.
Just picture.
That's fine.
Yeah, this is genuinely incredible to me. Because I get, the Grammys, my big issue with them is they pick a handful of artists they love
Yeah.
and they give all the awards.
Mhm.
Like this year, Ariana Grande is nominated a bunch, her,
Of course.
Lizzo, people like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could name a person, like a proper pop star, like mainstream pop star, that is the antithesis to what the Grammys want more than Billie Eilish.
Yeah.
And she won everything. What happened? Like, except for female solo performance.
Who won that?
Lizzo. Right.
I don't like any of their music, so I don't have a
Is
lot
it-
to say on this.
Record of the year went to Bad Guy by
Yeah,
Billie Eilish.
Sure.
Okay?
Makes
Makes sense?
I can
I
accept
think it's a
that.
fair
Yeah.
one. So did Song of the Year. Also, Bad Guy.
For Bad Guy.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm thinking of 2019.
And she also got Best New Artist. She got
New artist?
well, it's her debut album.
She's been around for 3 years.
Yeah, but this is her
Yeah,
like
but-
official like studio debut.
What has she been doing for the last 3 years?
She had an EP out a couple of years back.
Carpool Karaoke with James Corden. She's been doing that.
Where did you? Have you saw that the pictures that have emerged? That he doesn't actually drive.
Yes.
Yeah, why are people mad about that?
Why
That's
do
a
people
good thing.
care?
It's a good thing. How do they think TV works? Like, yeah, Bryan Cranston also wasn't on meth for years.
Sure.
Well, it was in the Power Rangers reboot.
Right. Let's just not. Because
Okay.
I had an issue with that as soon as they went, oh yeah, Elizabeth Banks is going to be Rita Repulsa. I'm like, Elizabeth Banks is the relatively attractive female movie star? No? I had a problem.
So Bad Guy is Record of the Year and it's Song of the Year,
Mm.
but it lost Best Pop Solo Performance.
Or are you mad because Dad didn't get anything?
No, Bad Guy won a bunch, but it lost. It's the best Song of the Year,
Yeah.
but it's not the best female solo performance. Apparently, that's Lizzo's "Truth Hurts," which is not a great song.
I
But
feel
logically,
logically, it does make sense.
although
But also, it's the Grammys. They probably just pick a name out of a hat.
I also love that Best Pop Duo / Group Performance went to Old Town Road for Lil Nas X and
Ugh.
Billy Ray Cyrus.
That's still an odd combination. Like,
Which, to be fair, as soon as I read the nominees, I went, "Oh yeah, it's a good thing on there," because Boyfriend by Ariana, Social House, Sucker by the Jonas Brothers, Sunflower by Post Malone and Sway Lee, which came out a year ago, because it's in the Spider-Man movie, and Senorita by Shawn Mendes and Camila Cabello. So yeah, Old
it's-
Town Road deserves that.
Yeah, it's not the best song, but it's the best of that list. I
Yeah.
guess.
Mm.
Obviously, Album of the Year also went to Billie Eilish. Some of this I don't know what they mean. No, this is incredible here. Best alternative music album, and to specify that's vocal or instrumental. So both options,
Yeah.
both types of music. That went to Vampire Weekend, whose album was fine.
Are they still around?
They came back.
I remember A-Funk. Like they did that one.
Well, that's the first album.
Yeah.
That's a long time ago.
And that I assume they just didn't do anything
They
after
did
that.
3 albums initially. Then they broke up. And
Wait,
then-
is that the Vamps and the Weekend combined?
No.
No, that would
Vampire Weekend are great. Although their new album wasn't.
This is how much I know about music.
Vampire Weekend is the song that's going to be in the new Morbius trailer.
You can see it though.
You
The same way
can
that in
totally.
Captain Marvel, the big fight scene's done to "I'm Just a Girl,"
Yeah,
and the credits to Brightburn or Bad Guy.
yeah.
I've still not seen Brightburn. I've got it, still not seen it.
Oh yeah, I'm really happy. Best rap album went to Igor by Tyler the Creator, who decided he plays half of on stage at the Grammys, plays half of Earthquake, a song that fits the Grammys, and then just kind of goes insane with one of the weird little album tracks. you can feel the tension in the room as all the Grammy suits are like uncomfortable. Yeah, so Billie
Good man.
Eilish has been announced as she's going to be writing and recording. I'm presuming has written and recorded, given how close the films come out. She's doing the new Bond theme, making her the youngest ever to do the Bond theme, which is fun.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. What is the new Bond film called again?
Something dumb.
No Time to Die. I can't seem to find any time to die.
So I was correct.
It's No Time to Die.
Dumb.
Yeah, I think it is somewhere.
Dumb.
I hope it's better than Spectre was.
Or
Just in general.
anyone starring Daniel
I
Craig.
genuinely wasn't sure. Did you read because Spectre's a bad film, or because Writing on the Wall by Sam Smith is a bad song?
Yeah, both.
Yeah.
But yeah, Spectre was a bad film.
It is, yeah. It's No Time to Die.
Because I like Daniel Craig in Casino Royale. Especially.
Yeah, I like him in
Casino
Casino
Royale.
Royale.
Really good.
Skyfall's a great film.
Yes.
But then the other two.
Quantum of Solace happens.
If I'm being honest, if I'm being honest, I'm not a big
It's
Bond
very
fan.
funny.
Okay.
I like Sean Connery's Bond, and I like Pierce Brosnan's Bond.
Go back and watch them, because I watched them last year, and they don't hold up.
No, probably not.
Especially the one with Halle Berry.
Ooh, that's an uncomfortable. That's
was it like
badly.
Never Dies? Tomorrow Never Dies or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
What is it with Tomorrow's and Dying with James Bond?
Bond.
Do you know, I'd always loved the film, like just the title, Octopussy.
Yes.
Love that. Isn't it?
Why?
Lol.
Why have they done that?
What?
Octopussy. Octopussy and Moonraker are the two where I'm like,
Well, actually, I
y'all
like
let ideas already because you got another few decades to go.
I like Moonraker because of Jaws
I mean, they also had Thunderball.
and GoldenEye and
Yes.
Gold,
Yeah,
the man with the golden gun,
Gun.
Yeah,
That's a good one, actually.
which had a game made out of it.
it did.
Yeah.
GoldenEye is the one with the...
GoldenEye's over the really
good
good
game.
game.
Yeah.
With the split screen. You know.
Yeah.
Man with the golden gun is the one with the bad game.
Do you want to talk about the Fast and Furious trailer?
Sure.
Quickly.
Up there.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot.
It was
of
released
but
like yesterday, very late yesterday.
as of recording.
Yeah. So the to 31st of
Yeah.
January.
Yes.
I mean,
Thoughts?
yeah, it's a Fast and Furious film.
Yeah, that's my thoughts of most of this franchise now.
But it's like, how much can we talk about without spoilers?
Well, go watch the trailer.
Yeah, pause this video, go watch the trailer, then come back.
So, John Cena's in it now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
playing
Like,
Dom's
his
brother.
evil brother.
No, his younger brother,
Yeah, but he's evil, apparently.
who apparently tried to be better than him.
Yeah, and...
And the Shaw, Helen Mirren's in it,
Yep.
cause, you know,
Money.
yeah. Well, Helen Mirren does not need money.
As I said before, though, she's earned those easy paychecks. She
Yeah,
can
those
do these
paychecks.
if she wants.
You know, Shaw's in it because apparently Shaw's mum has to be in it to say this is the importance of family, where literally all
Yeah.
Dom has talked about in the entire 9-film franchise, except one movie which he's not in, is family. Oh, sorry, 2 movies which he's not in is family. He's not in 2.
Oh, he is.
Okay, he's not in.
Yeah.
He's not. Oh no, he is the Tokyo Drift, right?
He is
Yeah,
right at the end, but
yeah.
not. He's not talking about family.
Apparently.
Well, I mean,
Well, actually, no, he does
he turns out-
because he says to Twinkies like he says Ham was family. I forgot. He's not. He talks about family. One film he's not in, but even then, that film is talking about family.
Sure.
So
Because
that tells me
Brian
the
and
theme
Rome.
of these films might be family.
No, it's cars. Are you not paying attention?
Anyway, do you know what? Do you know what's always been the question? How do you go from stealing DVD players and out of a truck to stealing $100 million from a drug kingpin?
There was basically Fast 4 is where there's the obvious split for those.
No, they were stealing
Yeah,
oil.
Fast and Furious. That what it's called?
Yeah, Fast and Furious. Yeah, they were
Yeah.
stealing oil
Did this.
from trucks because oil was pretty much money.
Yeah, and that's similar to what we were doing in 1.
Yeah, and then
And
Letty
And then Letty was
dies.
like, I don't know,
Air quotes dies.
uh,
He sends her away.
trafficking drugs and stuff. And then
Yeah,
Kills,
racing
yeah.
for a job with Braga.
Yeah, but she gets the job. That's the whole point. It's because that's what happens. Is that they traffic the drugs from Mexico through, and then they're like, all right, well, good job, guys, and then they try to kill them because that's what they've done with the rest of them.
She gets away.
Well, she gets away, but doesn't, and then does or whatever. And basically, Fast and Furious is stupid.
Yeah, it is.
And now they can fly cars, and there's a plane with a magnet on it. And Han's not dead, apparently.
Yeah, Han's not dead.
Because time travel, guys.
It's not time travel!
Jack
time travel.
has a theory. Jack, do you care to explain?
Yes. If you've seen this trailer, right, there's a guy who's definitely dressed like Marty McFly.
I never saw him. So I'm going to need to rewatch the trailer and be like, where the hell is he?
I'll edit it into the podcast video.
There's a guy that definitely looks like Marty McFly, and then they're also driving not a DeLorean, but it definitely
Yeah,
looks
the Toyota.
it definitely looks like the DeLorean.
Was it Corolla?
From Fast and Furious.
The Toyota Corolla or something?
From
That's
Back
for
to the
sure.
Future. There we go. And then
That's Malaysia, man.
yeah,
That's
they're
Malaysia.
definitely-
Yeah, but
They're going to go time
for
travel.
sound.
They're going to time travel and go and get Han because they have to. And yeah.
Or completely normal theory, Han got out the car before it exploded. And then cut his hair. For some reason.
I'd be way more interested in this film if Jack's right.
Of course you... Moment. He's actually sure. Yeah, there's the car. It's a
Okay, so
Okay,
we're,
yeah.
we're looking
Toyota Corolla.
it's the
Wait,
DeLorean.
oh wait, I think I just saw the guy dresses. It's like the back of him, isn't
Is it
it?
the same shot?
Yeah. Right, dead. Right there, they're dead. Yeah, he's right.
Yeah.
No,
He's dressed like Marty
Yeah.
McFly.
not really.
He's dressed like Marty McFly.
Wait, that's him from Tokyo Drift. That's him with the computer that looks at the lassie's car in Tokyo Drift.
I got to remember for a second I thought you were pointing at Ludacris.
No.
I'd be like, this would be like one of the few he's not in.
And there's John Cena and Vin Diesel fighting on top of a truck.
Also, I have a wrestling theory about this.
Okay.
Is that the whole Fast and Furious franchise is just going to lead up to John Cena versus The Rock at WrestleMania 3.
I would not be surprised. That
WrestleMania
is dope,
3?
though.
I mean, because it's the third time they will have had this fight.
Oh, right.
And
Yeah,
that's-
because they're tied, aren't they?
No.
Who?
Yes.
Yeah. I think
The
Rock
won
won the first one,
and
John
then
Cena won the second one.
Yes.
Right.
And that's what this
Do you
whole
think-
that's what this whole franchise is going to come down to.
Is The Rock gonna get FU'd through a table?
No, because they're going to tie it all in and then be like,
Yeah.
Cena's the big bad guy, and then The Rock's on the good team.
But is The Rock gonna get FU'd through a table?
I don't know. Maybe.
And then is John Cena gonna get raw bottomed?
Probably.
He's hardly gonna do the people's elbow, is he?
I mean, he tried to before.
The people's elbow?
Yeah.
When?
And one of their matches. Go watch them.
No, I mean the movies.
Oh, not in the movies. Oh, you're talking.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about in the movies. Is John Cena gonna...
I'm still thinking of WrestleMania right now, so.
Oh no, that's gonna happen. He's gonna get attitude adjustment. There's gonna be a people's elbow. And...
I want to make one last point, and that's the Fast and Furious 9 trailer has a truck flip in it.
Yep.
Which means the era of the truck flips is back.
that
Yeah.
Dom just... Do you notice he just casually dunks his car? Like, just, yeah.
There is another trailer recently right, that had a truck flip in it. We're going crazy.
Deadpool 2.
Not definitely.
Deadpool 2 had a truck flip in it
There
as
was a
well.
trailer that came out recently.
The Fantastic Four film.
I'll put it in the description. Truck flips are something from the early to mid 2000s that was in every film. I feel like we're back to truck flips, and I love truck flips. So
I want to see a truck film flip.
I mean, the best one's in The Dark Knight,
Yeah.
where it like scoots for a bit.
Oh, wait.
Amazing.
The Hellboy. The first one with Ron Perlman. He
Yeah.
flips
Yeah,
the
Tom's
truck.
doing everything for all the time.
He
Anyway,
actually flips that. That actually does a front flip.
right. I think that's everything we had to talk about.
I think so.
Great.
So yeah, thanks for listening again. I guess if you're still here.
David
Wow.
has a lot of editing to do.
Like a lot.
This is gonna be a big one. So if you want to follow us, follow us on Instagram at What Now Pod. That being the account run by Stephen,
Who's actually here?
who's over there.
What's my second name?
I'm gonna tell him in a second. Because you should also follow Stephen at Stephen Gaynor. Follow me at Nathan Needs username and Ty Hennessy84
So-
and Jack as well
Jack Webster.
Jack Webster 15.
There you
Yes. Don't go follow me.
Oh.
I don't need your approval.
Go follow him. Give him approval.
go. Give him abuse.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, we're done.
Bye.
Ta-ta.
Since Nathan's probably gonna edit this bit, welcome to the ASMR chat.